Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive.
Yeah.
Um, Today we're going to be looking at this pretty interesting report that came out from Bearhug Recruiting,
Yeah.
and it's all about startup funding.
Right.
They track, early and growth stage tech companies, and it looks like they were really focusing on two kind of hot sectors,
Yeah.
environmental technology and enterprise software here in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you don't have to be a tech whiz to find this stuff interesting.
Right.
Trust me, there's some really cool companies that they talk about.
Absolutely. And what's fascinating, I think, about this report is that it really gives us a snapshot of, where the smart money, so to speak,
Right.
is going in terms of, investor confidence and,
Yep.
and what they see as kind of the next big thing in these industries.
Exactly. And Bearhug puts this out every Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great way to kind of keep your finger on the pulse
Yeah.
of what's happening in these industries.
And I think, one of the things that jumps out, when you look at the companies in this report
Right.
is that, AI is just it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's really woven into so many of these startups, even across, these very different sectors.
It's not like a futuristic concept anymore.
Right.
It's
It's the foundation.
it's here now.
It's the foundation.
It's the foundation for innovation.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's in everything from robots planting seagrass to AI that can fix itself.
Right.
Like what?
That's right.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And that company is actually called Advex.
Mm-hmm.
They have this AI vision system for manufacturing.
Right.
And it's designed to actually heal itself if it encounters a problem.
Yeah, the way they do that is really fascinating.
Yeah.
So they're using
How do they do it?
what's called diffusion-based synthetic data.
Okay.
So essentially, they're creating their own training data
Wow.
for the AI models, and what that allows them to do is kind of anticipate and recover from
training it.
a wider range of potential problems.
Why not all the things that could go wrong?
Exactly. Yeah,
God.
it's like giving it a crash course
Little bit.
in all the ways things could go sideways,
Right.
so that it can handle those situations.
So it's not just theory. This is actually being used
Right.
to catch microscopic defects
Yeah.
in everyday products, like in your car or your phone.
Yeah. Things
That
that
you could never see.
human inspectors would never be able to spot.
Yeah.
You know.
That's really cool.
And what's exciting, I think, is that this concept of synthetic data has applications far beyond, just manufacturing.
Oh, yeah.
Think about
Where else could this go?
self-driving cars or medical diagnoses.
Oh, wow.
Anywhere you need really reliable AI
Right.
that can deal with unexpected situations.
Okay.
Um,
So we've got self-healing AI.
yeah,
Uh,
that's pretty awesome.
Let's move on to another big trend that's in this report, and that is sustainability is hot right now.
Yes,
Investors are just pouring money
it's a major focus.
into companies tackling climate change
Hmm.
and, resource management. And one that I thought was really fascinating is this company called Transera.
Yeah.
And they're working on revolutionizing cooling and dehumidification
Yeah.
with this technology that is incredibly
Yeah.
energy efficient.
So they're using what are called solid desiccants
Okay.
to pull moisture out of the air.
Okay.
So think of it kind of like a super concentrated sponge for humidity.
Okay.
And the really clever part is that they use waste heat
Wow.
to regenerate these desiccants.
Okay.
So the entire
Still,
system
it's super efficient.
is incredibly efficient.
Yeah. So as energy costs keep going up, this is only going to become
Right.
more and more important.
Absolutely. And it's, it's better for the environment.
Right.
It's better for your wallet. And it speaks to, I think, this larger trend of, seeking out solutions that aren't just about fixing a problem,
Right.
but doing it in a sustainable way.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready for a company that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie?
Oh, yeah, always.
Okay.
Hit me.
So this company, Ulysses, is using underwater robots
Okay.
to plant seagrass.
Wow.
And get this, they can do it 100 times faster than humans.
That's amazing.
I know.
Yeah.
So seagrass is, vital for healthy ocean ecosystems.
Right. It absorbs CO2.
Yes, it does.
So being able to restore these meadows at scale could be a really powerful tool
Yeah.
in the fight against climate change.
It's not just about cool robot. It's about,
Right.
helping heal the planet,
Yeah.
which is really cool. And they're also looking at how these robots can help with seed harvesting, and even managing like coastal erosion.
Wow. It's like building a whole underwater workforce.
Yeah.
And connects back to what we were talking about earlier with Advex.
Right.
AI is at the heart of making these robots adaptable
Right.
and reliable enough to
Yeah.
take on these complex tasks. So we're really seeing this convergence of AI and robotics,
Mm-hmm.
leading to these really exciting breakthroughs in a variety of fields.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like these underwater robots, they're really a sign of, you know, how sophisticated robots are getting.
Mm.
They're not just doing those simple repetitive tasks anymore. It's like
Yeah.
they need real intelligence to do this stuff.
Yeah. And it's a great segue, actually, to another company that's in this report
Okay.
called Physical Intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
And they are trying to build a single AI brain
Wow.
that can control any robot.
So like a universal AI
Yeah.
that could work in a factory or underwater.
Yeah. So instead of programming each robot individually,
Right.
you just plug in this AI brain and boom, it knows what to do.
That's the idea.
Is that even possible?
Well, that's what they're working on.
Okay.
And if they pull it off, it would be huge for the robotics industry. Yeah.
Imagine robots that can just switch between tasks,
Right.
learn new things,
Yeah.
adapt to new situations.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, it does raise some questions.
Yeah. What about safety and security and even like ethics?
You're right, those are all important things to consider,
Yeah.
especially as AI gets more powerful.
So we've got AI that heals itself, robots planting seagrass,
Yeah.
and maybe even a universal AI brain for robots.
It's like a sci-fi movie.
It is. And all of these need data.
You can't have smart AI without data.
Exactly. So that brings us to IoTS software, another company in the report, and they've got this cloud-based platform that pulls data from everywhere, your ERP systems, spreadsheets, all of it,
Oh, wow.
and gives companies like a real-time view of what's going on.
It's like a nervous system for your business.
Yeah, you can see everything, identify bottlenecks, make decisions.
Right, it's incredibly powerful.
You could see problems before they even happen.
Exactly, and in today's business world,
Yeah.
that's a huge advantage. And it seems like AI, robotics, and data, they're all coming together.
It's a new era of business.
Yeah, and we're seeing that a lot in manufacturing.
Manufacturing is being revolutionized.
Yeah, and there's a company called Endeavor
Mm-hmm.
that is doing some really interesting things.
Like what?
They're getting rid of those silos between sales and production and the supply chain.
Oh, so everything works together.
That's smoothly.
Yeah,
And they're using AI and data to do it.
that's smart.
Think about when you order something online
Uh-huh.
and it's delayed
Oh, yeah, all the time.
or out of stock.
So frustrating.
Endeavor is trying to fix that
That's a good goal.
by optimizing the whole process
I see.
so they can like predict demand and prevent those bottlenecks.
So it's about more than speed and cost.
Right. It's about making the customer happy.
Right.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So we've covered a lot, but there's still so much in this report.
I know, it's like a glimpse into the future.
And AI, robots, and data are leading the way.
They are everywhere.
But before we wrap up, I wanted to highlight a couple more companies
All right.
just to show how much innovation is happening.
Yeah.
So first up, Boston Materials.
Mm-hmm.
They're creating this super strong, lightweight material called Z-axis fiber.
I've heard of this stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah, it can be used in airplanes, computer chips, everything.
It's like metal, but light as plastic.
Yeah.
That could change a lot of industries.
And then there's Sapien.
Okay.
They're making AI coworkers for financial analysts.
What? So the AI does the boring work.
Yeah, like all the number crunching
That's smart.
and data analysis.
So the humans can focus on strategy.
Right.
That's a good use of AI.
Yeah, they're not replacing analysts. They're making them better.
Right. It's humans and AI working together.
Exactly. And these are just a few examples of what's out there.
It's exciting, isn't it?
It really is. There's so many startups doing such cool things.
And we have to remember this report is just a snapshot.
Right.
There are probably tons of other companies working on incredible things.
Yeah, it's like this hidden world of innovation.
Exactly, and it's constantly growing.
Yeah, it's amazing to see. Yeah, it really is amazing to think about.
Mm-hmm.
All the people out there like working so hard,
Yeah.
coming up with these ideas, tackling these big problems.
Yeah, and it's just the beginning,
Yeah.
Think about how far we've come just in the past 10 years.
All right.
Imagine what the next 10 will bring.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, we've covered a lot in this report from Bearhug.
We have.
Is there one thing you think our listeners should take away?
I think if I had to pick one, it would be that the future isn't something that just happens to us.
Right.
we're building it right now.
Oh, like
You know, these companies, the people who invest in them, the people who are pushing the boundaries.
it's a team effort.
It is, and everyone has a role to play.
Yeah, whether it's supporting these companies or starting your own.
Exactly, or just staying curious, you know,
Right.
keeping up with what's happening. And remember, this report is just a tiny piece of the puzzle.
Right.
There are so many other companies out there working on incredible things that we haven't even heard of.
It's like a whole secret world of innovation.
Exactly, and it's waiting for us to discover it.
That's a great point.
So if you're feeling inspired, keep learning. Read about these companies, you know, explore the technologies.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll even start the next big company.
Yeah, you could be the one to change the world.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into the world of startup funding.
My pleasure.
We'll catch you next time.